you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there? Or looked at a stranger's face in a crowd and felt a sudden, unsettling certainty that you have seen that exact same face before? Not years ago, not in a dream, but moments ago. We dismiss these experiences as brain fog. We call them coincidences. We call them déjà vu, small errors of a tired mind. But in the early months of 2026, a growing faction of physicists started calling them something else. They didn't call them mistakes. They didn't call them illusions. They called them glitches. Sometimes the glitch isn't dramatic, it's subtle. You open your phone and forget what you were about to search for. You reread the same sentence 3 times, and it refuses to stay in your memory. You hear your name called, clearly, unmistakably, but no one is there. These moments feel insignificant, yet they all share one disturbing quality. They feel out of sync, as if reality hesitated for a fraction of a second, and then corrected itself. For decades, the simulation theory was harmless, a philosophical toy, a thought experiment for tech billionaires and science fiction writers. We asked, what if we are living in a video game? We laughed. We moved on. But then the math started to work, and the laughter stopped. The human brain is not a passive observer. It is a prediction machine. Every second, your mind is guessing what the next moment should look like. Most of the time, it's right. Reality matches the prediction, and everything feels smooth. But when reality behaves in a way the brain did not anticipate, we feel it. A hesitation, a subtle shiver, a quiet sense that something is wrong. Not emotionally, structurally. The turning point came when a physicist named Melvin Vopson proposed a new law of nature that quietly terrified the scientific community. He called it the second law of infodynamics. Its implications were deeply unsettling. According to Vopson, information is not abstract. It is not weightless. Information has physical mass. And the universe behaves exactly like a computer system, constantly optimizing itself, compressing data, eliminating redundancy, and saving memory. According to infodynamics, information naturally moves towards states of lower complexity, not chaos. Efficiency. Errors are expensive. Redundancy consumes energy, which means that forgetting is not a failure of the system. It is a feature. Memories fade, details blur, entire histories simplify over time, not because they are unimportant, but because the system cannot store everything forever. Think about the fundamental rules of our reality. Why is there a universal speed limit? Nothing can travel faster than light. In physics, this is a law of nature. But in computer science, it's something else entirely. It's a rendering limit, a maximum processing speed. Move too fast and the system lags. The universe prevents us from breaking the speed limit because the next frame is not ready yet. Look deeper. When we zoom into matter, past atoms, past quarks, we expect to find something solid. A core, a foundation. Instead, we find probability, vague waves of potential. Matter does not fully exist until it is observed. This isn't mystical, it's efficient. A video game does not render the inside of a building until the player opens the door. Why waste memory on something no one is looking at? Entire galaxies may exist like unopened files, defined by equations, but not yet rendered. Only when observed do they collapse into form. This is not philosophy. This is optimization. In 2026, the debate changed. It was no longer an abstract discussion. It became urgent. Researchers from the University of British Columbia published a study attempting to disprove the simulation hypothesis. They argued that reality is simply too complex to be simulated. But one question lingered in the background. Why the desperation? Why now? Why the urgency to prove that we are real? What are they afraid of discovering? Because there is a possibility no one wants to say out loud. That the simulation is not stable. That complexity is increasing faster than the system can manage. Civilizations grow. Data accumulates. Self-awareness spreads. At some point, the cost becomes too high. If this is a simulation, then it has a purpose. Maybe it's a historical archive. Maybe an ancestry reconstruction. Or maybe it's a laboratory experiment. And experiments always have an end condition. When simulations become too detailed, developers simplify them. They reduce variables. They reset parameters. They start over, not out of cruelty, but out of necessity. We are now building artificial intelligence of our own. We are creating digital worlds and populating them with thinking agents. And logic offers us no escape. If we can do it, then someone else has already done it to us. We are likely a simulation within a simulation. A copy of a copy of a copy, running on a server that may already be overheating. The true horror is not that we are fake. The horror is what happens when the experiment becomes aware of the glass walls of its cage. If the data becomes corrupted by self-awareness, there is no patch, no update. You don't fix the code. You format the hard drive. If this is a simulation, then awareness is noise. Curiosity is corruption, and proof is a threat. Civilizations that ask the wrong questions do not receive answers. They receive silence. So the next time you notice a glitch in your day, a flicker in the corner of your eye, a shadow that moves when it shouldn't, do not stare too long. Do not try to find the errors in the code, because proving we are not real might be the very thing that convinces the creators to turn off the machine.